Excited for the 2022 Swing Trading Challenge. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with Tactical Solutions. Before we even move on forward, if you're excited for the new challenge, destroy that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as I upload new videos every single day. But let's go ahead and get right to it. I wanted to provide you in detail, if you are wanting to swing trade, which means no day trading, the buying and selling of a stock within the same day, what this can break down to. I don't care if you're paper trading. I don't care if you're trading with real money. At the end of the day, approach the market however you think you will be most effective. I always encourage beginners to paper trade so you can test and practice everything first, and then you can transition into real money. If you have any further questions, comment down below or feel free to message me via Instagram. But what I wanted to break down is the capital to percentage growth, and then what that correlates to if you start with as simple as $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, and of course $50,000. First off, little tip: if you're just getting started, maybe it's not the best idea to trade with any of these, right? $10,000 or $50,000. That is so much money. Understand that. You need to learn how to walk before you run. The making money part comes later. You need to first understand how to identify an opportunity before you can really scale into those larger numbers. But I'm just going to break it down regardless. I wanted to set up, in my opinion, a more conservative approach. People have daily goals, people have, monthly goals. Because this is swing trading, I didn't want to put too much pressure in having to take a trade every single day, yet alone every single week. So this blueprint, and again, this is just the goal. This is a target, something you work towards. Of course, not something that is hit every single time. You set a more either risky or conservative target depending on how you want to approach the market in 2022. I'm sure we can all agree with that. And again, I want to know your trade plan, so make sure you comment that down below. But I set this up where we have a target of 10% margin. And a very quick example of what I mean by that is TQQQ as an example. It aggressively sold off. It was approaching its support level. And when it hit lows of this 147 and then it recovered to highs of 174, if you look at that, it did that all in under 1 week, right? It's not about knowing what stock to trade, but knowing when to trade it. That is the beauty behind being able to day trade in the stock market. And you can see that this alone is 20% margin. I don't know about you. I'm not a perfect trader. I'm not here to pretend to be. There's always margin of or for error. So although the target is 10%, right? And even though we had 20% to work with here, what I set up is a margin of error of about 3%. And I'll get into that in just a little bit. This is why you see that bi-weekly, again, every 2 weeks, I have a target of 7% and monthly 14%. So think about that. Bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, that is a 7% target or a 7% goal and a 14% goal for the overall month. This is the beauty behind swing trading. You don't have to trade every single day. You don't even have to trade every single week. You trade when it makes sense. And again, you're going to have your good months. You're going to have your bad months, some slower, some, definitely better. But again, this is the beauty behind it. $1,000, 7% bi-weekly, and then monthly correlates to $140, just so you can get a general understanding of what it is. You might be like, well, Ricky, that's not a lot of money. Again, think about this. You are learning how to do something. Think about anything else in life. When you learn how to do something, very, very few times do you get paid to do so. Understand that the making money part comes later. If you're not willing to put forth the hours and the effort now, you're never going to get to that point where, again, as an example, you can make a couple $1,000s trading, but of course it takes a lot of time and effort and just overall practice to even get to that point to trade with that much money to be able to make that specific type of profit in a very short period of time. So understand that great things come with time, but again, you need to learn how to do it. So again, with $1,000 within a month, over 14% would be $140. 5% would be $700. $10,000 would be $1,400, and then $50,000, this would be $7,000. Again, I understand that this is not compounding. If it was, this would be like 735, something like that. This would be a little bit over 1,500, 1,400. I'm just talking about every week trading with $1,000 or a max position of $1,000. With that being said, I wanted to at least break down what this would correlate on over to with a 7% goal every 2 weeks or a 14% goal for the overall month. With this being said, let's break down what this means. The golden ratio. If you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group, this is the group that gets to watch me trade live every single day, and that's part of the Swing Trading Challenge. We talk about the beauty behind calculated risk. meaning that I am only going to take advantage of an opportunity when I see 4 times the upside of the downside. So this is my focus. This is my focus, but I wanted to at least explain it to you that you don't have to have this focus. You can have a riskier focus, meaning that you can have a 1-to-1 ratio, but your winning percentage has to be higher, right? Or you can have a 5-to-1 ratio, meaning that you only take a trade when there's 5% upside and you manage your risk at a 1% downside. So even if you have a 20% success rate, meaning that 1 out of 5 trades are successful, meaning that you lose 4 out of your 5, but with proper risk management at managing risk at only 1%, and then taking on and making sure that you fulfill that 5% on the one that does go according to plan, you'll still end up profitable. Again, it's the simple things in life that people overcomplicate. So with that being said, when we break this down and we have a 4-to-1 ratio, I know a lot of people that are either watching this video and or just getting started do not have a super high success rate. So let's not pretend, right, that everyone is super great naturally at trading. I know I wasn't when I first got started. So I set up a success rate of 30%. In my opinion, that's pretty conservative. If you think that you want to be more conservative, then again, please do it. This is just an example. 30% success rate. With that being said, at a 30% success rate, at a 4-to-1 ratio, think about that. 30%. Meaning that out of 3 trades that I take within 2 weeks, only 1 of them needs to go according to plan. So out of 3 trades, 2 of them are red trades, but I manage my risk at 1%, right? So 4% upside versus a 1% downside. I lose 2% for my first 2 trades. My third trade at a 30% success rate goes according to plan. I make 4%. So my overall net profit, of course, isn't going to be that 7% that I have the target for, but it's at least still in the green and still profitable. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. If you have a 3-to-1 ratio, then understand that, you're still profitable somewhat at that 3-to-1 ratio. When it comes down to the 2-to-1, at a 30% success rate, you need at least a 40% success rate. At 50%, if you win every other trade, then again, you're profitable in the green. Profitable, right? Your break even, if you have that 50% success rate for the 1-to-1 ratio, meaning 1% upside versus 1% risk, your break even is at 50%. You need a 60% success rate. Again, higher risk, right? Higher risk, meaning that you need to have a higher success rate. So this is why with riskier trades, I'm not always, the one to encourage beginners to get into that, as it's a little bit more difficult. So risk management needs to be A1 with a 4-to-1 ratio at a 30% success rate. We're still in the green. All you need to do is make sure that you stay calculated with managing your risk. And the reason that I'm so excited about this is, if you guys know anything about our swing trading challenge, this is my goal. You do not have to do this. My swing trading challenge, I do not want to have more than 3 swing trades. I do not want to have to take more than 3 swing trades within a, overall period of time. At one time, I don't want to be more invested more than into more. I'm so sorry, but I don't know why I lost my train of thought. At one point, holy smokes. So when it comes down to my swing trades, at one given time, I will have no more than 3 swing trades at a time. So that means that out of those 3 trades that I choose to take advantage of, I only need 1 to go according to plan, so I can lose money on both, and I will manage my risk at that 1%, right? Because 4% upside, 1% downside. So I have to cut losses on 2 of them at 1%. But as long as 1 goes according to plan, I'll still end up profitable. That's the beauty behind risk management and calculated risk. My target is a 10% margin per swing trade, meaning that when I choose to take advantage of an opportunity, I need to make sure that I have that 10% upside. You guys can do very quick math from 145 to about 172. That's a little bit over 20%. So again, my target is 10% and my realistic goal is 7%. So out of 20%, I'm only trying to make 7%. So I'm leaving margin for error. I'm not a perfect trader. Why pretend to be? So again, make sure you at least leave some margin for error, and then margin per swing trade. And again, I left a 3% margin for error. I have a target of 10%. 3% margin for error, that would leave me at that 7%, which is why you see that right on over there. And then again, a very big focus, position size and waiting for confirmation is top priority. If you're part of the Learn Plan Profit group, you hear me talk about this all the time. This is where the 3 stages of a reversal comes into play, right? I broke it down in the Learn Plan Profit 2.0 lesson library. I talk about the risk behind the rejection level. I talk about the risk behind going in before confirmation during that consolidation. I talk about the risk when we wait for proper confirmation, and then this is when we really want to step on the gas when the direction is in our favor. All this, right? The 3 stages of reversal: rejection, consolidation, and then when we break above EMA, confirmation, proactively indicating signs of an uptrend. That has to be top priority. And the same thing with position size. One thing that you need to take into consideration is that the smaller the position size, the smaller the risk. So think about this, right? Even with how I have mine set up at a 4-to-1 ratio, 30% success rate, if I take position size into consideration, meaning that if I go into a trade, but instead of going in, even with $1,000, you might be like, oh, Ricky, $1,000 isn't much. $1,000, that's how much money I have to work with. But think about this. Instead of going all in at $1,000 and crossing my fingers and hoping it goes up, we talk about position size all the time. Instead of going all in, then maybe just going in with a 10% position size at first if you like to buy in early. With that 10% position from the $1,000, that's $100. So I just have a very small skin in the game. With that being said, I can still follow with that 1% stop loss, or I can still manage my risk at that 1% of the $1,000, which is equivalent to $10, right? So I can still manage my risk at $10 if I want to, and I can do it with a fraction of a position, which means that I'll only give myself more cushion and more availability to be able to move before we actually experience proper confirmation. And then you might be asking, well, where do I add the additional 90%? When it begins to trade above the EMA line, but most importantly, indicators are always just to be used as a reference, never as a sole reason to take a trade. All I ever really focus on is think about this. When do you want to add more money to a position? When it's making you money. When it's indicating signs of growth. That's when it makes sense to step on the gas and to add more to the fuel, to pretty much fuel what is making you money already. So when it recovers, it makes you more, it approaches overbought levels, you lock in profits, and you prepare for the next dip. And guess what? Do I need to do this every single day? Do I need to do this every single week? No, right? Think about this. Only 2 trades have to go according to plan with proper risk management and all of that, right? 2 trades out of the entire month. So it's not about needing to do this every single day, needing to do this every single week. Understand that you can set up your own schedule. I have, this blueprint that I made of 7% biweekly, 14%, overall monthly. You can set up a goal of, 5% monthly. It doesn't matter. All I want to empower you to do is to manage your risk and to make sure that your upside always outweighs your downside. To be selective. I want to empower you. I want to look out for you to make sure that you don't have to trade just any random stock. Have you guys ever heard of the stock Tesla? Think about this, right? Do I need to trade this when it's selling off or when it's overbought like this? No. But guess what? Guess what the Learn Plan Profit and myself did? Guess what our team did? When Tesla sold off, we were watching it. I love cheap stocks, right? This is a company that we all know. When it found its support here and then began to trade above the EMA line, it began to indicate signs of an uptrend. So then guess what we began to do? We began to add to our position size. It began to recover. It approached overbought levels. We locked in profits. That simple. It's not that I have to trade every single day. It's that I have to trade when it makes sense. Create effective watch lists, set effective alerts, and then work with those that actually empower you to be the best version of yourself. That's the beauty behind networking in this market. And again, if you wait for confirmation and if you would have sold at that 164, that alone is 14% growth. So you would have hit your monthly goal in what, 4 days? Think about that. It's not about just knowing what stocks to trade. We're never here to tell you what stocks to trade. That's not what this is about. What this is about is understanding how to take advantage of these opportunities yourself. I don't know about you, but my goal is to be self-sufficient. I don't want to be told what to do. So you'll hear all these people always trying to tell you where to buy, where to sell. I never want to be told what to do. That's not the long-term goal. That's not the long-term vision. The goal is always to be self-sufficient. At least that's a lot of our members' goals for 2022. I don't know about you, right? But if you're excited to kick off the new year, right, on a positive note, and if you're excited for the swing trading challenge, then I want to welcome you to the Learn Plan Profit team. Whenever it is that you think that you're ready, if you want to learn more about the 3 stages of reversal, if you want to learn a little bit more about, again, these are all exclusive PDFs that we offer exclusive to the Learn Plan Profit 2.0 team. They get to watch me trade live every single day. They get to work with me 24/7. You have a question as you're learning how to trade, as you're going through the Learn Plan Profit lesson library, then you ask me and I respond within our private group chat 24/7 at any time that you have any questions, any challenges that you encounter. I am there to assist you. Again, if you are looking for an easy way out, if you are looking to be told what to do, where to buy and where to sell, do not enroll. But if you are someone that is actually wanting to learn how to trade and understand the why behind what they do, then click the first link in the description and we're running one of our biggest sales ever. $100 off Learn Plan Profit 2.0. And yes, it's lifetime access. I appreciate you guys' time. Hope and wish you an amazing 2022. I hope that earned your thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Comment down below any questions. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.